The idea generated in Lachlan Murdoch's office when we went to see him many years ago. America, that was the idea. How do we get into America? And I remember running into Rupert Murdoch over in New York when we were discussing this, and I put it to him, and his only words were, good luck.
It actually started during COVID. And I was sitting with Peter V'landys, our chairman. We were talking about effectively how to create new revenues and reinvigorate the growth of the game long term.
I think if you can reinvent your sport, reinvent a reason for fans to re-engage every year, that's what you got to do.
You need a big market. You need the US. That's the market that you've got to get.
The West Coast was the right place to start, and the reason for that is time difference. So you can play a game in prime time on the West Coast of America, and then that's broadcast back into Australia and New Zealand, still in prime time in the afternoon.
We looked at Los Angeles, and I remember being with a senior Fox America executive, and he said, don't go to Los Angeles. It will be a complete disaster. You'll just get lost. There's too much happening in Los Angeles. So we then asked someone to look at all the different venues.
Where would be potential cities? From San Diego to LA to San Francisco, Utah.
Andrew Abdo came in one day and he's had 5 venues. And as soon as he said one of them is Las Vegas, that was it. I said, Andrew, I know you're probably going to go in the fetal position when I say this, but we're going to do a double header. I said, you just can't go with one. We have to go with 2.
We had this ridiculous concept. This is a sort of concept that Roy and HG would come up with on a Saturday afternoon.
It is a bold vision to take rugby league to America.
You've got to be all in as a broadcaster.
There's a reason why people haven't done this before. It's hard.
You've got to put a proper broadcast crew on the ground.
Oh, we heard rumours about it, but we thought there's no way that's going to happen. I think we never thought we could ever dream that big. And how on earth would we even execute it? Like, how would we take teams and our broadcast and our wonderful little game of rugby league into Vegas?
Working with the NRL is tough because Peter V'landys is a hard man. He's a hard marker. Andrew Abdo wants to do the right thing by everyone. And to do the right thing by everyone with something that you haven't done before, that's daunting.
Look, I've got an advantage that no one else has got, and that's called a relationship with Fox Sports. That partnership is what made it successful. Without them, we wouldn't have got off the ground. That's the basic truth to it.
Las Vegas is positioning itself as the sporting and entertainment capital of the world. That's what they're going after. They're like kind of moving away from being a gambling city or Sin City into really becoming a sports entertainment experience. So they've invested massively in infrastructure. Allegiant Stadium is world class. And as a result of that, they're starting to attract the best sports in the world to play there, starting with the Super Bowl.
Burdick throws, and it's caught by Juwan Jennings. Sam Francisco! Holmes firing for the end zone, wide open, caught, touchdown!
2nd and 10 play. Perimeter, it's a trick play. Looking to throw the football back, and the catch is made by McCaffrey, who weaves his way to the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco!
Joey, how's that song going?
Hey, mate. You coming out tomorrow?
Yeah. So you've written some bits? Good. Okay, but keep driving there. If you drop so low, the ball's not in danger for them.
Well, we might have to get them in there too.
Well, what happens if we get you in a recording studio in LA? How about that?
Well, going to America, it's not like a 6-day holiday. We all had to get work visas, which meant the players had to get work visas.
Whenever you do something for the first time, you're going to encounter problems that you hadn't thought of, and you're going to have to think out of the box and certainly laterally around how you solve them.
Grab that ball, Linz, can you?
Get around right, Fau. Tighten up.
Hold your width, Dom, now. Hold your width.
Yeah, tip. Oh. Yeah, Gussie, Gus.
Go without Rads, 3.
Oh, yeah, and that's also. That's the yardage.
We had to work with the 4 clubs to think about how you relocate not just the players, but the entire high performance framework, you know, across multiple time zones, and think about how you set up a high performance acclimatization camp and then preparation camp for what was, you know, what is very important part of the season for the clubs.
The 4 teams that are going over there, their biggest thing is 2 points, right? They're not interested really on how good a display it is. They just want 2 points.
Bring it in. Hey, some good stuff there, both sides of the ball, right? Good system stuff. We've got a couple of things left on the Savo. I know it's a big day, but let's nail it, right? Let's nail the last little bits of weights, wrestle into the US trip.
All right, let's get started. I think that's everyone. All right. So, a few things we want to get through, boys. So a couple of things. Obviously, we've been talking about this trip for a while. Speaking to Robbo on that whole precision thing, we want to make sure you have all the information about the trip, all right? My name's Chris James. I'm head of football operations here at the Sydney Roosters. When we found out we were going to Vegas in July, August last year, I was given the role of putting this whole trip together. So we're going to meet at 8:40 in the morning. Alex will have media there. Some of you will do media. That was countless hours trying to source training locations, hotels, trying to piece it together. 14 hours, landing at 6 a.m. Now, Jonesy and his team will talk to you guys next week, but 6 a.m., that's 1 a.m. in the morning. It is going to be a long day. All players, you guys are in business class, all right? Staff will be up the back in economy, so enjoy.
You're talking about very professional outfits that have prepared significantly for a preseason. Like the preseason runs from 6 to 8 weeks into the intensity of that round 1. It's not just the players and the playing squad, it's obviously all the support staff, and it's things like meals, it's things like supplements, it's things like equipment, and obviously things that are very specialised to rugby league in the way an NRL team prepares.
Andrew's a very, very conservative guy, and all he was thinking about is how much is this going to cost us?
So to get to Vegas, it's almost picking up our whole operation where we can and trying to move it as seamless as possible. So trying to move all the gear and make sure that when the players and coaches turn up, there's just no disruption to the program and they can try and pick up right where they left off.
There were camps set up in Los Angeles and you had all the teams in their different locations. You had to find football fields. You had to find NFL teams or college teams to align with to give you the facilities. These clubs are playing for 2 competition points. These aren't exhibition games.
The Bruins built this. It's a $70 million football facility with 2 fields, a massive indoor centre, bigger than anything you've seen in Australia. We'll train out of that for the gym. We'll train on their field on the first day. It's just something to remember. When we're training on their field, you can't have metal studs.
Boys are shopping already, see?
Tell you what, Jimmy Hanson running a tight ship.
They went there with the right intention. This was a legitimate premiership moment, and I think for rugby league, outside of Origin, maybe one of the biggest moments the game's ever experienced in over 100 years.
Oh, it's been actually very good, very enjoyable. We left Thursday sort of lunchtime, arrived here Thursday lunchtime, a bit after lunch. It was a good trip. Stopped off via San Francisco, so we had a couple of hours there and then across to LA.
Not many people get to train at a facility like this, so it's grateful that the Broncos could get a little partnership with the Rams. Hey, brother, how you going? Nice to meet you, brother. How you going, all right?
Yeah, there's a small relationship there, which I'm sure will develop, you know, over time. But yeah, we're very grateful for them to open up their facilities to us. As you can see, it's brilliant. Yeah, they've been very welcoming, which is really nice.
Just straight down. Straight down, straight up, one marker. 6 on 4. Walshy, Tristan!
The teams are unfair, bro. What's going on with these teams? Put this bib on
I'm just looking at the stats, mate. The stats don't lie. Go!
Who's he? What? Yeah, he's me. Go, mate, go.
Transition, let's go!
So we've got a couple of sessions here still. So we're back here on Monday and Wednesday, and Thursday we fly into Vegas.
Jet lag. Boy, Reese. We out here, baby. We out here.
We know we're in a different country and we're breaking some new ground for the NRL, but it's also our responsibility as the Broncos to play well.
Money solo.
We're here to win. It's a long way to come home empty, which we don't want to know that feeling.
Tedesco there, particularly on goal line, because Teddy likes to bounce off and get back through the middle. Manu, all of them players. So where we can't drop off there from the inside, the pass is gone. So.
Oh, bro, these shoulder pads, bro. Get me out there, boy.
Let's
go, baby, let's go.
Yeah, no, the helmet was crazy. Obviously, you didn't really get that wide of a view, but yeah, felt like I had a 5 kilo plate on my head. Couldn't really move it around, but that was pretty special to have an actual helmet on my head. And
what a track, dude. Got this one too?
1, 2, 3.
Each club chose a slightly different place to base themselves for their camps, whether it was in San Diego or San Fran or different parts of LA, and then ultimately in Vegas. So it worked out really well. A great experience, I think, for the clubs, but also what a great way for us to get the Americans excited for what we were about to show them.
We know the game's great, and sometimes you think, oh, we've just been egocentric, you know. But I ran into that many people over there, Canadians and Americans, who had recently just got into the game. And almost all of them was the same story. How'd you get into the game? When COVID happened and, you know, when there was no sport for us to watch, and some friends of ours tipped us off and said, you know, you like your football, have a look at this game called NRL. It's the closest thing to NFL. And these people watched it and literally just become fanatics.
This week we'll build, right? We're never going to be nailing everything perfect today, but there's a real clear understanding of what we're doing, and as the week goes on, the execution will get better and better.
My name is Sonny Bra. I'm the Digital Experience Manager at the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Ball!
Vegas has been a pretty unique experience. It's almost like the bubble when we were in COVID. We have been able to kind of bring across a couple of our team members, and our role here is to be able to give as much information and as much behind-the-scenes access to our fans as we can.
The vibe has been really good. We've been just trying to settle in, I suppose, and it's been just trying to adjust to time zones and get ourselves ready to train as well. It's been good, nothing but, you know, short of not a holiday, but more so like just getting ready to, you know, soak in what we're in for, I suppose. And, you know, San Diego's a bit quieter and more coastal than where we're headed, so Las Vegas is going to be up there and a lot of distractions, but, you know, other than that, this week's been really good.
See circles to start, get that wax in there.
Yeah, Jackie Legs is probably the only fella that's been out doing some surfing and mucking around and trying to get up, so I think that's probably the only challenging part and funny part, so it's been good. Just creates that camaraderie and connection, and that's what we want as a team.
People in America are so welcoming. San Diego's been fantastic. We've had just the privilege of meeting a lot of locals and seeing a lot of the sites. But the biggest thing is that the players have had a real good experience to connect and bond.
It was great to see the American fans learning about us, learning about our clubs, learning about our players, getting exposure to the players and embracing our sport. It was also great to see the players immersing themselves into the American culture.
Lucky enough that we were planning a trip to LA for the weekend to go watch LeBron. We went and watched Lakers play Spurs.
I don't know, see some of these big 7-footers.
It is amazing, and I guess pay TV is the big driver of this, how much sports like the NBA and the NFL have permeated through the culture, in that we know all the big players, the big stars. We watch the American shows. To see the players, you know, arm in arm with people like Magic Johnson, you can totally understand that. It must have been a massive experience for them too. Only a very select few get to actually go and meet Magic Johnson. And then you've got a football game to play at the end of that. It must have just been the most surreal experience for the players.
Hey, how are you? Kid Leroy, I think his team reached out and said he wanted to meet some of the players and went and met him, and yeah, it was a cool experience.
What's up? Hello, man. Good. How you going, man? See you. Good. How you guys doing? Good, very good. What's going on?
Yeah, we were like really nervous before it, but you know, when you meet, you know, celebrities like that, it's sort of, you're not knowing what to expect. And you know, he sat down with us, asked us questions about footy.
What is going on with the whole tournament in Vegas?
So we play round one in Vegas. 4 teams are coming over.
Yeah.
The bloke who sort of manages him stuck around and had a chat to us, you know, after it, and he said, I couldn't believe how nervous this bloke was, like meeting players like us. And me and Joel were like little kids jumping around stupid. We got a jersey.
Oh. Let's go.
22, chasing the 22nd premiership, so.
Wow, let's go. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
My young boys love Kid Leroy. Remember asking him to FaceTime him, and he said, for sure, like, got on the FaceTime and spoke to my 2 boys.
Yo, yo! What's up, you guys? Good. Yeah. You got to bring them to the show when we come in October.
We're going to go to the show in October?
I'll hook it up with some nice box tickets or something. He'll be mad. Get you guys right. Yes, sir. Let's go.
First indication that this is real in Las Vegas. We get off the plane and we drive to the hotel, and it's about a 15, 20-minute drive. And we're going along one of the freeways, and every couple of 100 metres, there are these electronic LED billboards. And they'd flip over, every one of them, with a rugby league image. Campbell Graham, Victor Radley. That actually strangely filled me with pride. Every cab I went into and every Uber, they'd ask what you were doing here, and you'd tell them, and they had a vague idea what rugby league was all about. And they sort of knew, oh yeah, that's the game with no pads.
You guys doing rugby, man? Yes, sir.
Yeah. You guys play hard. Play well. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You're going to come out and watch.
If you think about trying to convert someone to a new sport, there's a lot of barriers. Like they haven't grown up playing or watching the game. It's not a game where they know and understand the rules or the history or the athletes.
The moment that really typified the celebration of the game over there was in Fremont Street when they had the fan night. I've never, ever seen the game come together like it did. You know, there's parts of me that like envy other sports. Like you look at the AFL, right? Everybody rows in the same direction. Where rugby league's just a mass of warring tribes, right? And we're always sniping and everything's going. But it's one of those rare things where everyone come together. And Magic Round's similar. It's just a celebration.
How are you good? How are you enjoying it?
Australia took over Las Vegas. Everywhere I went, there was an Australian in a South Sydney jersey, a Broncos jersey, a Manly jersey, everywhere. Even on the aeroplane coming over, they wore their jerseys.
Seeing the jerseys and then hearing the Australian accent echo down the boulevard, because our wonderful Australian twang, it can carry. And you could hear us, you could hear and see the Aussies everywhere.
I'll never forget the atmosphere on the fan day, just how many people were there, excited, happy, and just loving the fact that we had come and descended on Vegas and rugby league was about to kick off in America.
think there's a lot of pinch yourself moments for rugby league players or sports people in general, but to come to probably the home of entertainment, like Elvis Presley sung here. Like every great entertainer has been here. They're trying to make it the sporting capital of the world.
When you first design it, you kind of design it and you go, okay, this is what we think will be pretty cool for fans. Like downtown, old part of Vegas, there's like Fremont street lights.
Now, we should remind you, NRL.com/Vegas. You can still get your tickets. And we want to remind everyone.
It was uniquely Australian and NRL, but at the same time, like in American in Vegas. It was pretty cool.
Just so many Australians in one spot in America's amazing. It's a fantastic.
It's good, bro. It's good buzz. It's like a grand final buzz, eh? Round one. We started yet.
The players were unbelievable, giving their time. But just standing there, the fanaticism.
It's a real assault on the senses, you know, visually and you know, everything's happening and you're a little bit disorientated. And then you see someone from home. And then you see the players from home. And then you see someone you work with. And you're like, how did we all get here?
And that night, I'm standing next to this American security guard, and we're looking at Fremont Street. And I looked at him and I said, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And he said, neither have I.
There was 14,000 Australians that made the trip to Vegas. We had 1,000 from England.
I can't imagine how difficult it must have been for the coaches to keep the players balanced and focused. It must have been so difficult. I was really sceptical of what Manly did. Manly said that they went over and straight away established themselves on the strip. I thought that's a recipe for disaster. Turns out it was a stroke of genius. They went over, had a couple of nights, got it out of their system, and then just focused. When I saw some of the other sides base themselves in San Diego and the outskirts of LA, and then all of a sudden they descend a day or two before at Vegas, and you can see them just going. If I'm indoors and I'm sitting in the hotel room and it's the night before the game, and I know what's going on just outside my hotel room, down on the strip, there's no way I'm thinking about the game.
Hey, Jake, has anyone spoken to you about today, session, in session? In and out. So you're going to do both. We're doing 2 4-minute cycles. You'll do all that. The other stuff, you just a bit of in and out stuff. Yep. Okay.
The players, I think, deserve massive credit because I think they went there to work.
Always thinking lock the front door on Cookie. He's going to try and show and go close to the line. So let's just lock the front door there, boys. Roll away, Chaz. Roll away. Brownie, roll away. Roll away, Chaz. That's second 4 there. That's 4 there. Here we go. Blue ball here. Yeah, okay, good. We'll change roles. Let's grab a drink.
This is the second training session for the players, so we've brought our, obviously, chairman Scott Penn and the board and other owners, a couple of veterans, Max Krilich, who's a legend and a captain of, I think, won 3 premierships, and also Steve Menzies, who's a legend of the club.
Phenomenal experience. It's, I guess it's been a long time coming, something that we've wanted to really, give the players the experience in the US. We're super excited about getting on with it. But really proud of the team, proud of what we've built, and looking forward to Saturday.
Bird gang on me, bird gang on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The players ripped in and they knew that they had a responsibility to show the rest of the world what they were about, and they did that. So that, yeah, for them, it wasn't a fun Vegas trip, thank God.
The first time we walked in Allegiant Stadium, I just knew it was the field of dreams. You could feel it. You could feel the atmosphere. You could feel the success. You knew there was something about this stadium. If we were going to do it, if we were going to make it in America, this was the field that we would make it in.
Everything about that stadium was a reminder, hang on, this place had the Super Bowl 3 weeks ago. We were even playing on the same grass. And we're here.
Mahomes on the move, goes, touchdown! Kansas City wins!
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Just coming out here, feeling this atmosphere, feeling the stadium, everything on top of each other, a bit of an echo.
Here we go, we're going in 20. Yeah. What are we seeing? Possession. Change the middle. D1 around. Here we go again. Oh, yeah. Really good.
But is this all production here, or can I take one of them?
Yeah, you can take one of them.
Yeah, it won't be an issue?
No.
My name's Joe Tavana. I am the Director of Events at Allegiant Stadium.
This here was the NFL sideline. That line.
So with rugby league, it's a very similar game to football, and I think that was misunderstood originally. When they hear rugby, I think they think of rugby union. With the event this weekend, NRL, we have Field Tray, which is actually the same field that the Super Bowl played on. So the Field Tray that we have is 19 million pounds. It takes about 75 minutes to an hour and a half to come into the building, and every event has a little bit different configuration on it, which is unique. With rugby, it is a bit of a wider game, so we've had to get creative with the way we configure the field with dimensions. So LEDs might be situated a little bit differently, but it's still an amazing experience. I know everybody who's going to be here is going to have such a great time.
The field tray is real grass that's set on concrete, and there's sort of like only that amount of drainage underneath the soil. We had to erect rugby league posts for the first time ever on this field. And in putting them in, we realized that the footings weren't deep enough to hold the weights of the posts. So we had to get an engineer out that night to help us construct like effectively a metal frame to hold the weight of the posts up. But it was a pretty big problem that we needed to fix.
The effort and the attention to detail that needed to go into something, like even like the goal posts, like scrambling 24 hours beforehand, trying to get the goal posts to fit. We had some plastic down along on the sideline. And so some of the teams quite rightly were like, well, you can't have footy boots on the plastic, will slip over. So they were trying to scramble about and anticipate where we could put some AstroTurf down.
I'm proud of the way we all came together as partners, Fox Sports, the clubs. Everyone rallied and went, yeah, this is going to be tricky, this is going to be difficult, but let's find a way through.
I think, rugby league has the opportunity to be a big hit, not just in Vegas, but hopefully throughout the country. The similarities to American football are there. Once the fans see it, because it's so new, I think once they start seeing some of the action unfolding, how hard-hitting it is, just like the NFL, and the speed of play, I think they're going to fall in love.
Las Vegas Strip, notoriously long, deceptively long. We all see the shots from above, bright lights, and it all looks compact together. But this is about 2 kilometres long. So we were staying at Resorts World, fantastic place, right at the northern tip. Allegiant Stadium is right at the southern tip near the Mandalay Bay and Luxor, and you're going past, if you're walking, and it's probably about an hour and a half, 2-hour walk, you're walking past all the big ones, Bellagio, Caesars, on the other side, MGM Grand. You basically get the whole experience from Resorts World down to the home of the Raiders.
Set out when the sun was getting low. My pace was steady but slow.
Went to say, I believe, some basketball. I guess, what are the athletes like?
We did get the call up last year. Pre-Vegas, we were both talking about how are we going to get a call up to Vegas, and we schmoozed schmoozed our way there.
How's the prep in Prep is good. Yeah,
We have had such an incredible turnout, and I'm not surprised to be able to exclusively open the season and launch it here. It's mind-blowing, to be honest.
Turbo. King Sam. Yes. Finally, someone.
Oh, good. What's your name?
Sam.
Where are you from?
Milton Aladella.
Right.
We are on the strip. We're about to run all of our shows for KO, Fox Sports, live out of Las Vegas, and we're going to do 2 live games tomorrow night. And you sort of got to go, how the hell did this happen?
O'Malley! O'Malley! O'Malley!
All the sets were shown to us, and the set we were going to have at Resorts World for 360 and a couple of other things, you got a sense, wow, this is enormous. I actually got a bit nervous then because in my mind I went from, well, these are just normal games that happen to be on the other side of the world to, no, this is a massive undertaking by Fox Sports and the NRL.
You wait till you see this thing. You wait till you get in this thing. You think Allianz is good. You think Suncorp is good, and they are great stadiums. This joint goes straight up.
It was wonderful to just ask the crowd where they were from.
We got any Americans here? Where are you from? Portland, Oregon.
We had people from Miami, and we had people, basically any part of America. Las Vegas is a 5-hour flight from the East Coast, and people were getting on flights from the East Coast to come over here to Sticky Beak.
There's about 60 of us that are here from Manly.
Who thinks Manly's going to win?
This has just the best thing that could happen to the game. We've been walking the streets in our Manly gear. The amount of the Americans that we've met across and trying to convert them to come and watch the real men play the game, not these patterned men with the helmets. They're coming to see real men.
Thinking, what's been bigger in rugby league? You talk about links to field tries, grand final moments, but event-wise, and I can still see Arthur Beats running down the tunnel at the old Lang Park, 1980, launching Origin, and people said it wouldn't work. Well, people are saying this won't work either. That's crap.
Hello and welcome to the official 2024 Fox League and KO Sports season launch event held right here in Las Vegas ahead of the historic doubleheader at Allegiant Stadium this weekend. I'm your host, Braithen Astor, and I'm privileged and excited to be here. A warm welcome to our live studio audience. A round of applause. How good's this?
You know the difference to previous attempts to come over here was Peter V'landys.
Chairman of Australian Rugby League Commissioner Peter V'landys and Foxtel Group CEO Patrick Delaney. Round of applause for these two. Without them, we wouldn't be here, and we're going to hear from them very shortly.
If Peter has an idea, it's delivered. And that was the difference to every other time we've attempted a venture like this. It's massive.
And I couldn't think of a better place in 2024, Peter, to be launching from here. Do you know this desk is the Fox Sports Super Bowl desk?
Yes, I know, because we're paying for it, so I do know.
You're paying for it from money we give you.
And that's not much.
And it's enough.
There's something analogous between the glitz and glamour of league and where league needs to go and this town. This is a great project that is going to take time and commitment. You know, I mean, I love Peter's vision in that regard.
How are we all? Very good?
We set up the show just outside, and it was awesome. People were just jammed in.
Let me introduce the boys. Gordon Tallis. Hey, Matty. Nathan Highmars. Thank you. Heidi. And Brian Fletcher.
You know that desk that Matty Johns and his team worked at, will be at the Super Bowl in New Orleans next year. Fox America are taking it there. That's how good that was.
I've got to say, tonight in Vegas, it's the Clash of the Titans. We have Madonna playing, U2 performing, and the Matty John Show.
When we did the live show, I'm looking around and I'm thinking, man, I've got a feeling there's more than just Australians here. There was a guy who we had we got him out of the audience, he and his wife, for the Thursday show this year. He was from Austin, Texas. He fell in love with the game so much that he actually wrote a booklet called The ABC of Rugby League and distributes around Texas for people to get into the game. Now, that's when you know you've got a great game.
I've loved what I've seen during the week. The build-up has been fantastic. I was here for the Super Bowl 3 weeks ago, which is obviously a larger magnitude of an event, but there's such a great curiosity factor from not just myself as an American journalist, but you know, the people that have come to the fan fests and things like that. And obviously there's a lot of Aussies in town already, so they're already in the know. But there's a lot of people that aren't in the know that'll be in the stadium here that'll be very, be very wide-eyed, you know, to kind of see what this is all about.
A big thank you to everyone that come here tonight. Yes. It's very, very cold. Really appreciate it.
This is camera 12. I got a graphic down at the bottom there.
Getting the games on Fox Sports 1, that was huge for us.
So we've flown over around 40 people, includes 6 cameramen, 6 NRL specialist cameramen. We're using about a dozen local NFL specialist cameramen as well.
Without Fox being right behind us, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as successful as it was, and other partners that have helped us along the way. But really, Fox was the major component of its success.
Fox Sports America were unbelievable. Could not have been more helpful. Right from the very top, well, there's no bottom in Fox Sports America. They're just outstanding. And then on game day, to have Lachlan Murdoch walk in and sit down in that truck, and all those guys from Fox Sports America looking at him and thinking, wow, that was something else.
Yeah, so the morning of, I got up and they were talking about the day before. They were saying, oh, mate, they're anticipating rain. Sure. Vegas, please. And they're saying high winds. And you go, oh, yeah, sure. Anyway, I've woken up and thought, oh, I'll just go for a bit of a stroll, get myself going a little bit. And I walk out, and it literally is like the end of the world. And there's like, it's just so American, like tumbleweeds just going down the street, down the strip. I was thinking, this is awesome. And then I realised, geez, we've got a game. And then I realised, no, there's a roof on the stadium. That's awesome.
Welcome to Fox League in Vegas. It's almost sunset here on a Saturday night in Nevada. The city is about to come alive. 45,000 fans are on their way. And what begun as a pipe dream has become a reality.
It's good to see familiar faces and a bit of home. So yeah, it's a good buzz.
How you doing? Sorry.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
This is your seat here. I mean, I'll squeeze my seat. Okay.
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
let's go. Let's go.
Nice and calm. We'll give it 10 minutes and we'll come into the game. You'll meet you.
I think once the whistle blew and you got that first contact, it felt like we're here to play.
We are just moments away from rugby league history. Viva Rugby League!
Go!
Oh, there's a strong shot. Expected to be fast and brutal. On for Brooks.
Inside.
Here's Latrell Mitchell.
3 policemen standing right beside where we were set up for our broadcast. And the first few tackles, the exchanges, the policemen were like, oh my God. They couldn't believe, they were like, that's assault. Is this legal?
Tell you what, David.
Yeah, he's lifted up and driven into the ground.
When we had a player bleed and continue, probably should have gone off for a HIA. I got a lot of feedback on that. Wow, you people play through everything.
10 minutes gone in this clash as Latrell, runs straight over the top of Croker. Bumps, bruises, cuts are all part of what rugby league is all about.
There was no dew on the field. It was a hard, fast surface.
He's away. He puts the foot down. Ilias comes across. It's Jason Saab. What a tackle. Robbed. One tackle left. They work the short side. Mitchell goes for it himself and scores. Latrell Mitchell. The ball to Mitchell. Beautiful hands. Alex Johnston for the corner. That is superb. That is South Sydney at their best.
Come on. Yeah. Well done, AJ. Well done, Tommy.
Brilliant play.
Go.
Matangi important there. Last tackle. Threading the needle and scoring. It's Garrick off a Cherry Evans kick with Luke Brooks going through. And the Manly Seagulls are going to win the first NRL game in the United States of America.
We'll take it. Nice. So good. So good.
Drummers have moved to the sideline.
How was it, dude?
Game 2 in Vegas. Roosters, Broncos. Oh, shot by our man Victor. Tedesco, brilliant. Now the Roosters under assault.
Oh! Bro, this game is wow. Oh! Damn! No!
Oh, no! Joey Manu. That is an extraordinary moment.
Joey Manu, what a start.
But how do you get 4 points and they call it a try? Try is 3.
No.
It's T-O-Y. Good try.
He's into the wall.
Yeah. He hit him the next week.
Manu flick around the corner. Walsh's kick. Low and hard. Here go the Broncos. They're back in town. And Walsh with flamboyance. They've delivered. We have over 40,000 fans here. Everyone here has had a great week. The Broncos are feeling good about things all of a sudden. They're down by 4. Look out, Desco, there he goes. And Radley scores the try off the back of his captain. There's your magic show in Vegas. The Roosters have done it. This show was made for Vegas. What an amazing week for our sport.
I learned a lot, man.
How'd you enjoy it? Enjoy it?
Oh, man, I love it. It was one crazy year. I love watching you guys play.
That was just epic. I don't think I'm going to sleep after this.
It is now time for Matty Johns.
My feeling when I left, I just felt so proud to be part of the game.
Man, I think as a football player, don't count me in on ever playing rugby because I don't want to get hit like that ever. What I seen them go through, don't put me through that, Coach.
Vegas is, I think, one of the greatest things that the game has ever put on. I thought it exceeded expectations.
Peter V'landys had this idea, drove the way Peter V'landys drives, and through force of will, made it happen and made it work.
Peter is just He's like the Winston Churchill of the NRL. He's the person you want leading you when you go into battle.
Fantastic, mate. Proud of you, mate. Love you.
As we all know, particularly on a tour like this for a couple of weeks or away, it takes a squad, not a 17, to get the job done. So I love the attitude and how you carried yourself, boys. So thanks very much. We wouldn't have done it without you, boys.
I spoke to the chief sports reporter with the New York Post, and I saw him after the game. I couldn't understand it first. He was going, man, no pauses, no pauses. No pauses in the game. He was blown away. Not just the physicality. He said it just doesn't stop. And he wrote about it in the New York Post the next day.
I would have to think that the teams back home for you guys are basically have their hands up and standing in line to come here next year.
It's been a great success in being a real 2024 hustle for, the NRL to reinvent itself.
We're all on a mission. We're all selling ourselves here to try and make this game take off, in a foreign land. And I think the best way is to introduce who these people are.
Personalities are what makes the game grow, right? And you've got amazing personalities.
If you walk around the streets of Vegas, both before the game and the night of the game and the days that followed, people were still talking about it. They were still happy. They were still wearing their jumpers.
It changed everything. It changed the landscape. It changed how we saw ourselves. I think it changed how the rest of the world saw us.
It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter who you are. You can make it. And if there's a legacy I want to leave, is that, if we're successful in Vegas, if we're successful anywhere, you can make it if you work hard, because if you work hard, luck comes with it.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. The field was getting painted, and obviously all the lines were going on and so on and so forth. And I was like inspecting on the turf, and I was wearing a suit because I was doing an interview shortly afterwards, and they were painting the lines, and they had this string going across the width of the field. I tried to duck under the string, and it caught me at the bottom of my suit, and it lifted up. So I had white paint all over my suit, just like minutes before having to do this interview.
Tim Tam before? Tim Tam. I've never tried a Tim Tam. Are there Tim Tams in there?
And I remember being in the middle of Vegas, and there was these people from Jamaica. There was about 20 or 30 of them, and they're yelling and screaming at me. And I thought, oh, these poor buggers, they've confused me for Danny DeVito. I think they want after an autograph.
I was walking along with Gordon, and we're strolling along, and we're sort of walking through the crowd a little bit, and Gordon goes, Matty, see that guy? Who's that guy? I went, who's that? He goes, mate, he's a world-famous rapper. And I said, Gordon, have a look at that. See those ones? Those two blokes are from Cessnock.
How do we make it better for next year? That's the challenge, is to keep him. What amateur doesn't turn off their phones, seriously?
Make sure that goes in the trash.